Hi there. If you've been watching any of my videos, you probably already understand that there is kind of one core question that I am looking at. What happens after I am gone? Okay. More specifically, as a aging parent of an adult on the autistic spectrum, who's going to love my son? Where's my son going to live? How will his finances be established and secured? Okay. What happens after I'm gone? Okay. And there are hundreds of thousands of people, just like me, just like you, in the United States, facing this same dilemma. Okay. So I thought it would be a good time to simply stop and to let you know what I'm building and why I'm building it. What is SpectrumWorld and why do I want it to exist? Okay. Now, the truth is, most of the parents out there trying to answer this question are doing it on their own. Okay. I think that makes sense. We're used to doing things on our own. Yeah, there's aids and supports and social services, but ultimately we have to all kind of figure it out for ourselves. So we get used to doing things and just kind of muddling through it on our own. Okay, we have a plan here. Make a service or a connection or a project or something or other. We put it all together, right? We have a plan. But you know what? I suspect that for many of us, at least for me right now, the plan I have is very fragile. Not only is it incomplete at this time, because I've only been on this journey for a little bit, but even when I'm building, it feels kind of fragile. And I think that's almost to be expected. Because it's not really a system, it doesn't really have a structure, so it is fragile. I just need to be honest. I wonder if you found that to be true as well. Well, anyway, so one of the things that I'm thinking about was, this is the key. Okay, this is the starting point. No single family, no parent can do this on their own. Okay, it's going to take more than that. It's going to take a community. Okay, we need to create something that's shared, and that what I hope to be is SpectrumWorld. It's something that connects families together, and that supports long-term planning and our children over time. Okay. Now, I have come up with 3 pillars that I am building this on. First one is kind of obvious: connection. Okay. Everything starts here. Okay. It's bringing parents and caregivers together, making connections. People who have a shared understanding of what it means to be a caregiver for an adult on the autistic spectrum, or even another developmental disability of some sort, okay? That we understand each other at a real basic level, Funny, I was just thinking about an experience I had. I was at a lake walking my son, and I looked up and there was a single dad, a little younger than me, with his, I guess you'd say, late teenage year son. And as I looked and I watched, I could tell that this was another special needs, if you will, young man. And we looked at each other, and there was a connection. There was a smile, there was a wave. There was a sense that we knew each other at a base level. Okay. I'm not sure if you've had other experiences like that, but I've had several over the years. So we need connections, okay? And I think this is important because the questions that we're trying to answer require clarity, and you're not going to be able to get that on your own. You need clear answers to these questions that are going to come through a network or a community of people that are sharing their ideas and their knowledge. Okay? So, connections. Second pillar is support that endures. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, whatever it is that we're building, the system, the structure that's going to be helping to take care of our children after we're gone, it needs to last, right? It can't fall apart 2 or 3 years down the road. It has to have some longevity to it, okay? So we're talking financial planning. You got tools like an Able account. You got shared commitments from others. You got contributions from others into the life of your son, okay? Now, it's not necessarily complicated, okay? But it does need to make sense, and it does need to have continuity. And there needs to be a structure to it, to the pieces that are all coming together, so that it doesn't fall apart. Okay, so and this kind of leads to the third pillar, that the thing we're building is a system that is living. Okay, it's not just ideas that are put on a piece of paper or in a binder somewhere. Okay, it's a living entity that includes people, networks, agreements. Okay, and a concern. This is key, I think, and a concern and a willingness to take responsibility from others. Okay, something that can grow and flex as your child grows and develops over 10, 20, 30 years. Okay? Now, just to be clear, we're not building something that's going to, it's not going to just take one weekend. It's going to take some time. It probably will never be completely perfect, and that's okay. All right? But it is possible. Okay? And I'd like other people to think about the possibilities of what they can do and the programs that they can set up for their children. All right? Now, why does it matter? When I think about Charles, my son, this becomes very real, right? Because I'm thinking about his future well-being. Okay? And it's weighty and important, which is another reason why we need the community. Because we need the confidence that comes from others who help us build the thing, so that we're not worried that we screwed it up in some way or somehow the system or structures that we put in place just don't work. Okay? This is a big task. And it's not something we're going to do alone, in my opinion. Okay? What am I asking? Well, this is SpectrumWorld. Okay? We deal with big questions. What happens after we're gone? Who's going to love my child? Where are they going to live? Okay? What happens when his group home falls apart? What happens when his, maybe he or she can live on their own, but their support structure starts to break down? Okay? Who knows? Okay? But if we can address these questions as far in advance as possible and help each other to kind of create something that's that's going to be effective for our children, then Spectrum World is a total success. Okay, so I want to give you a simple invitation. Okay, I want you to consider subscribing to this channel, to contributing to the dialogue. Don't get bent out of shape. I understand you're overworked, you're exhausted. I'm not asking much. I'm just asking that whenever you feel ready, write a comment below, share a thought, ask a question. Let's start a dialogue, okay? If you want, I also have a weekly newsletter. You're more than welcome. I would love for you to sign up for that. You can find the link in the show description, okay? I think that's sufficient for now. I hope that I will see you in the next video. I hope that you'll get to come back and we can start this whole project and make a difference in the lives of our children and answer those questions that are haunting us. All right. That's it. Thank you. And don't forget, I see you.